What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about should you go full-time in your mobile welding business. And in my opinion, unless you have a really good customer base and you have lots of work consistently lined up and you can make good money, more than you can make at, say, a welding job, then I would. But there's a lot of factors to consider with the cost of owning a business, and that includes if your wife doesn't have, or if she doesn't work, or you don't have a wife and you can't get health insurance, then you gotta, pretty much buy your own health insurance, which can be very expensive. You gotta think about, what if work dries up and it's not coming in? How are you going to make ends meet? So, I have a full-time job as a pipe fitter welder, and I do this on the side, and that's the smartest option for me because right now I have a girlfriend, I don't have a wife, and she's going to school to be a nurse. So when she graduates, maybe I'll go on her insurance, and if I have enough business, maybe I'll go full time. However, right now I have good insurance through my company, so I'm sticking there. And health insurance is really expensive. As much as even as it is through my company, it's really expensive for health, dental, and vision. It's quite a bit. Also, I can contribute to my 401k, and the company matches right now up to, I think it's 7%. So that's a good option for retirement. I want to stay there as long as possible to max out my retirement. So that's another reason why. If you have a good company and you're making decent money and you can do stuff on the side and grow your business, but yet you can still hold your full-time job or even a part-time job and have that secure base of income, because you need to be secure in this life and you need to have security. If you have a family and kids and stuff, I mean, it's difficult going out on your own and branching out into your own business. It's a big risk, but sometimes it is worth the risk. However, a lot of small businesses do fail, and I don't forget what percentage, but a good amount of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. So if you can make it over those first couple hard years and you get the ball rolling and you can find consistent work, you know how to market, advertise, manage your website, manage the taxes, the business end, then you should be fine. If you can weld but you don't know anything about business or sales, you're not going to make it. So, like I said in previous videos, the welding portion is only about a quarter of what you actually do when you own a welding business. So, and welding businesses versus, there's various different types, and I'll go into that in a different video, but I think mobile is the best option for me personally, because I don't have much of a shop. I have a small garage that has 220-volt hookups, but that's only for minor repairs. If someone wants to bring something to me, I'll do it for cheaper at my house. That's the only really thing I really do is in the shop is small repairs. Since I don't really have a large shop or nothing, I can't take on huge projects. But in the field, I can pretty much repair anything that's in the field. In regards to piping, heavy equipment, those are the two niches I try to focus on, are heavy equipment repair and piping. Some prefab, some stuff like that, but I try to focus on, repair work and some install, but mainly repair work, because that's the easiest to get around me anyway. There's a lot of competition with the piping field and stuff, but you can definitely get, you can go to equipment operators that own various excavating businesses, scrap yards, landscaping, lawn care companies, tree companies, and you can weld on their equipment that breaks. I got plenty of work from a guy who owns a tree business, and I get plenty of work that way. He's always breaking something, whether it be a trailer, one of his excavators, something. He's always breaking something, and I always have plenty of work from him. So that's a good option. My dog's barking. Let me close the window. Wants to play ball. Not right now. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. But it all depends on what you want to do in your niche and how you want to handle stuff. But so yeah, back with what I was saying. I've lost my train of thought. But it's very difficult to own a legitimate business, and the taxes are a huge part. You don't want to get audited by the IRS and lose everything. because that would be bad. That would be terrible, and it'd be you can literally lose everything. You can get audited, and it's not good. And I would recommend doing that right away. Get your LLC and get your business insurance and get your taxes squared away first before you even begin thinking about starting a business. Because without that stuff, if you're just doing stuff on the side and something breaks down and you get sued, you can be in a lot of trouble. So that's my advice, is get all that squared away and know how to weld first, obviously. But if you can weld already and you want to start a business up, then you should definitely do those things first. The LLC, the business insurance, and all that kind of stuff. Get an accountant. If you can do the taxes yourself, even better. I do a lot of the taxes myself with the help of an accountant friend. And yeah, those are the biggest things to get squared away first. But yeah, so I'd recommend doing that. I have a previous video of how to get an LLC. It's pretty easy. LegalZoom is a good option. It's quick and easy. It doesn't cost that much, like under $400. And then business insurance, Next Insurance is a great one. You can get it for under $70 a month for a pretty good policy, which isn't that bad. And then you gotta think about your car insurance. Make a budget, plan out all your bills, figure out how much money are going into your bills, whether it be rent, mortgage, whatever, and see how much money you need to make logically to be able to sustain yourself and your family and yet make a profitable business. You got to be able to charge enough to make your business profitable. You got to have what's called the owner's take, or the owner's income. So for owning the business, you should make your own income, and that should be separate from the business income. So basically, you want to make enough money so that you pay your bills, you have enough for taxes, you have enough to put back into the business, and you have enough to have some for yourself, for enough to pay yourself as a business owner. So in my area, I charge, depends on the job, but a minimum of $100 an hour with a 2-hour minimum just to even show up on the job. And I accept credit card. I advise you to do that too, so you can have a credit card on file, and then you can charge them that way. Then they can always refund the charge or whatever, which that can be a whole nother nightmare. But if you want to accept check, cash, credit card, all these different forms of payment you can do now. There's an app called Square. It's really good. You can buy a little chip reader, and you can do that, or you can enter the card information manually. So that's always a good option, and it's important to have those options for customers to pay. And then if it's a repeat customer, you can keep their card on file, and you can continue to do business with them, and then just charge the card every time you do business. And you got to make sure you have a contract in place. I always make them sign something, even if it's a small job. If it's like a super simple job, like $100, they bring the stuff to me, I weld it, and I do it on site, and they pay me right there. It's a little different. But if it's a bigger job, and say it's 5 hours, and it's a lot of money going into it, a lot of material, I always try to make sure I have enough, I have a contract in place that they sign, I would sign, and everything, so that it's more stable and more secure, and covers your end and covers their end, and then you can keep it filed away in a filing cabinet, keep some paperwork filed away. You have to make sure you keep up to date on your paperwork. So, but with that, my dog's barking. There's an Amazon driver here. I'm out.